What's up, everybody? This is NealReal, and this is the father you didn't have. Wisdom from an elder about relationships and happiness in life. Like, share, and subscribe. Now let's get right into this topic. The 6 types of sexual relationships between men and women explained. I'm gonna go down a list and then I'm gonna explain each one in more detail. So the first one is prostitution. The second one is covert prostitution. The third is the fuck buddy. The fourth is a friendship. The fifth one is a commitment. And the final one is a marriage. Okay, so these are the 6 here. Let's get into each one. The first one is prostitution. Now, this is something common across the world. You pay a woman for sex, that's what she gives you, and then she leaves, or you leave her, and that's it. And anytime you want to have sex again, you pay her again, and that's how it works. The other type of sexual relationship that's basically prostitution is the covert prostitute. Now, this is like an escort. An escort will charge you for her time and her presence. She'll get real dialed up for you. You can take her out places, and then sex is expected, and so most likely she will give you sex because that is part of the deal, but it's not what's mentioned. And so that's grouped in with prostitution. However, with covert prostitution, this is what I'm calling it. There are women who are not calling themselves that. These are women you may meet somewhere and they're looking for a sugar daddy. In exchange for her sex and time, you got to pay her rent or give her some gifts or buy her some food. That's how it works. And a lot of guys are just slipping women money, paying bills, paying light bills, paying phone bills, getting her a new dress. And in exchange, he's getting sex from her and a little bit of affection. And she'll never say that she's a prostitute or call herself a whore or anything like that. Matter of fact, she's offended by that. I ain't no hoe. I ain't no prostitute, blah, blah, blah. But this is how she's running this relationship. It's all transactional. If you don't give her no money, she not gonna be with you. And so those 2 relationships are based in transactions and money. If the money is cut off, there won't be any interactions. You see? So those are the first 2. The third one is the fuck buddy. And that's when 2 people have a mutual sexual attraction. They have a mutual sexual agreement, and they have mutual sexual compatibility. And so they decided that we enjoy having sex with one another. That's all we want to do with each other. And that's what we're going to do with each other. So they meet up from time to time and have sex and enjoy themselves. And then they part ways. To call up the person maybe next week or 2 weeks later and do the same thing again. There is no dating where they go get drinks or food or go out to the movies or to the park, or they don't do none of that. It's simply to satisfy each other's sexual needs. And in most cases, there are multiple people that they have in a quote unquote rotation on both sides, men and women, where they hook up for sex. I don't think anything is wrong with this at all. It's a need that's being met. You found somebody, and that's the relationship that you have. With all of these sexual relationships, these types of sexual relationships, there must be communication. With the fuck buddy situation, in some cases, men can do too much for the woman as far as spending time with her, and then eventually she starts to think that there's more when it's not. He's only interested in sex, but then he's cuddling with her after sex for a long period of time. He's letting her stay over to shower. Then perhaps, hey, you want to get a bite to eat? And like, that's a little bit more than a fuck buddy situation. So in another video, I'm going to talk about how to manage each one of these sexual relationships. Okay, so that nobody gets the idea that there's more to this. Because the way you treat women, they're going to think a certain way. I don't care what you tell them as a man. If you try treating a woman like a girlfriend, she's going to think she a girlfriend. Even though you said it's a fuck buddy relationship, all I want is sex from you. She's going to think, well, you've been holding my hand and we just went out to dinner and we just took a stroll in the park. And I'm going to go into more detail about that. Now, number 4 is a friendship. Now, this is when you've established that the 2 people in this particular situation are compatible and there's more to do than sex. So a sexual relationship or sexual friendship is what some people call friends with benefits. So you got a male and a female and they hook up for sex, But afterward or before, they get drinks, they hang out, they go to the movies, they go to the park, things like that. However, they are not exclusive. They have not made a commitment or prioritized each other. And so that relationship is only available when each person is free to engage in that. So the friendship sexual relationship could be something like this. The woman calls the man up. She says, hey, I want to see you today. And he says, okay, I'm free. There's a new thing that just opened up downtown, a new restaurant. I want to go there. I want you to come with me. He's like, all right. And so because they're friends, they got stuff in common outside of sex. They like-minded. Perhaps they got the same goals. They go out to this dinner and they have a good time. They enjoy the food, and perhaps she pays for him and herself, or they pay separately. However that's set up, but it's never really set up to. It's not a relationship where he's saying that's her man or she's saying that's her man, and that there's some type of committed priority or something like that. That's just not there. She knows that he's dating other women, and he knows the same that she's dating other men, and that's how it is. But they enjoying each other's company and along with sex. Number 5, commitment, a committed relationship. All right, now this is when you have prioritized this particular person in your life. You're having sex. You've made it a priority now that they're the first that they have access to. You've committed to meeting their needs outside of sex as well. Affection, admiration, maybe business support. A lot of stuff could be going on between you guys, but it's beyond friendship at this point. You've made a commitment because you've seen that over time, you guys meet each other's needs consistently. And so you said, well, we might as well make a commitment. And so now you are prioritizing each other. And sometimes this may or may not include friendships. Like I said, there's something where it might be something that is business related. So it's like we're doing business, but we're also having sex with each other, and we're committed. We're making this official. Number 6 is the final one. Is when you have a sexual relationship with somebody that you're living with. This is a marriage now. And once again, they are a priority. And this may include support for business and stuff like that. A marriage is a sexual relationship. And so that's why it's on the list. And this is what it includes. So I always say that marriages are when two people are living together. They share the same space. And so that doesn't mean they have to have a legal contract with the state or their country. But if they're living together, that's what I consider a marriage. So once again, it's important to have these conversations with your sexual partner to make sure that y'all on the same page. And I would encourage you to stay tuned for the next video where I talk about how to manage these sexual relationships. That's all for now. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for listening to the end. I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can email me at neal@nealreal.com. You can also go to my website, NealReal.com. I encourage you to check out NealReal.com. That's NealReal.com. Or you can email me at neal@nealreal.com. Have a blessed day.